Welcome to Smoko with the Farm Institute. This week we've got some insights for you from the OECD Global Forum on Agriculture in Paris, where our General Manager Richard Heath has been this week. He's been discussing harvesting the benefits of digital agriculture on food and fibre.
Hi there, and welcome to this week's edition of Smoko with the Farm Institute. I'm at Wageningen University in the Netherlands. For the last couple of days I've been at the OECD Global Forum on Agriculture in Paris, where the focus has been on digital technologies in agriculture. It's been a really interesting couple of days, and in a minute you'll hear from a couple of people from the Australian delegation to the OECD about why it's important that Australia is involved in these discussions. It's been really interesting for me just to see how the OECD debates policy, and considering that most of the OECD countries are European, tends to be a very compliance or regulatory-led sort of discussion. I think the Australians bring a much more pragmatic approach, a much more commercial approach to it, which was really good to see.
So, hi, I'm Cathrine Stephenson. I am the Department of Agriculture and Water Resources Minister Councillor, which means I'm part of the permanent Australian delegation to the OECD here in Paris.
And my name's Will Brown, and I'm an advisor to the Agriculture Minister Councillor and other delegations that come through to Paris to the OECD.
Okay, so why is Australia involved in the OECD, and why is it we're even discussing Australian digital agriculture in Paris in relation to the OECD?
So Australia's at the OECD for a range of reasons, but in terms of agriculture, we're here because they do a lot of work on trade and agriculture, and as a major exporting country, it's really important to us that we are at the table with other members, most of which are European. There's only a couple of non-European countries here, so that we can ask them to do work that matters for us, and that's about the benefits of agricultural exports, but also we like them to do work that shows that countries that provide support to agricultural producers in a way that distorts trade isn't actually good for anyone in the long run. Will?
Australia's got a very market-based approach to agriculture as well, and we've been doing things out there in the fields long before the Europeans have even thought about developing a policy for it. So I'm quite proud to have Richard here at the Digital Opportunities Conference, so that we can showcase some of the expertise of Australia, the practical expertise of Australia, and examples alongside the European regulation discussion.
And the other thing that's really interesting for us about digital agriculture, I'm sure you can imagine everyone's talking about it, having Richard here is an opportunity to ground it in some practical applications. Yesterday Richard spoke about what MLA is doing with digital carcass assessment, or robotic carcass assessment, which just makes it real for people rather than talking up at a high level, which can be a little bit, dare I say, airy-fairy at times. And the other thing is, you would all know Australia's made great productivity gains over the past couple of decades as a result of various reforms and a lot of hard work by our producers. The use of digital technologies are seen as another opportunity for more productivity gains. So having an opportunity to talk about what we're doing and what others are doing is a chance for us to learn and feed that back to Australia in a way that hopefully helps producers.
And at this conference, one of the things we've found actually is collecting together with our international colleagues. Australia's ahead in a lot of the digital opportunity work, and so that's been good for us to discover and good for us to showcase to our international colleagues.
And I think sometimes here they go, oh, not Australia again, because we're not afraid to speak up about what we think is important for our producers. And also, we have some fairly frank conversations across the table here around different countries' approach to agriculture. But that's the beauty of the OECD. You can have these frank exchanges and you can learn from each other, and you have a bunch of really clever people who work here who will give you evidence as to what the best policies are. And that's why we're here. We want to learn about what the best policies are for agriculture.
Fantastic.
Great.
That's perfect.
And of course we've got our own local digital ag forum coming up soon in Sydney. We've got a number of fascinating sessions and speakers to talk about the social impact of ag tech in Australia.
So it'll be a great few days, and if you miss out on Paris, make sure that you don't miss out on this. Tickets are available on our website, and we look forward to seeing you there. Bye.
Bye-bye.